Hey, welcome back. So, quick story to kick off this module of learning. I have two young kiddos, and they are very much in the ages where they still need a lot of supervision, they need a lot of guidance, and they need a lot of your attention. And it's super fun, but it's definitely a demanding job. Hey, course creators, learn how to build your own custom GPT without the tech overwhelm. Please subscribe and join my school community to learn step by step. The link is below. Well, recently, my husband and I both had working events that we needed help with our kiddos. And usually my kids go off to my parents' house and it's all great, but my parents were gone this time. So we had to go on the fun adventure of finding a babysitter. And I was lucky enough to find a lovely young lady, and she came to the house and I gave her all the very detailed instructions and ins and outs of our house, of our animals, of the kids themselves. I walked her over to the pantry and I said, hey, these are all fair game snacks, but stay away from the Halloween candy because it's still hanging out up there. Gave her everything she needed to know to be able to spend the afternoon with my kiddos and it all goes successfully. And it did. It went well. It worked out well. She was great. It was wonderful. So the second week rolled around, and again, we needed a babysitter, and this first young lady was not available to babysit, so I had to find a second babysitter. The babysitter came to the house again, and again, I ran through all of the instructions. These are my kids, these are the animals, this is the house, there's the pantry, all the things. Good luck, and left her to do her work. And the outcome between that first babysitter and that second babysitter were completely different. And come to find out, I had completely failed to mention a very important detail regarding my son and something he needed and was doing at this time. And so it was really kind of comical because these two situations in my mind were so similar and it should have been, so simple, but the outcomes were very different. So my parents came back to town, thank goodness. And it was time again for my husband and I to be busy with work things, and the kids needed to go hang out. And so I found myself taking the kids over to my parents' house and dropping them off with Nana. And I found myself, I didn't have to explain anything to her. I didn't have to give her any crazy context of what the kids were up to. I didn't have to give her the ins and outs of all this detail. I just dropped my kids off and I knew that they had everything that they needed and that she knew everything she needed to know for them all to have a successful afternoon. And they did. And it was wonderful. And the reason I'm telling you this story is because I think it gives a great picture and illustration of what it's like to use just regular old ChatGPT chats versus a custom GPT. Regular chat is great and it will get the job done and it will do exactly what you ask of it. But just like the babysitters, each time you interact with it, you're going to need to give it instructions, oftentimes repeated, and it will only have a limited knowledge and context of the project you're working on. So each time it can kind of be a little bit of a guessing game, and oftentimes you'll find you'll get different results from it. However, those custom GPTs is like Nana. She's been there since the beginning. She knows the project. She knows what's happening. She knows the context. She knows all of the ins and outs and how it changes over time and what exactly you are looking for at the end of the day. So think of Nana as that custom GPT. She's got everything built in, all of the knowledge, all of the context to be able to jump in and get the job done without you having to spend tons of time explaining yourself over and over again. So if you have kids, maybe this will kind of stick with you when you're using that regular chat. It's like using a babysitter to help you get the job done. But when you're using that custom GPT, it's like calling in Nana. She walks in the door and instantly gets the job done. Okay, so enough of the stories. Let's dive in a little bit more technical and really figure out what the difference is between the regular chat and ChatGPT and a custom GPT. So this definition is from OpenAI itself, and this is how they define what a custom GPT is. And so they oftentimes just refer to this as GPTs. GPTs are custom versions of ChatGPT that users can tailor for specific tasks or topics by combining instructions, knowledge, and capabilities. They can be as simple or as complex as needed, addressing anything from language learning to technical support. Now, this option to build and create custom GPTs, this is only available on Plus, Team, and Enterprise. So if you are at all interested in creating your own custom GPTs, you'll definitely need to be on one of those accounts. I personally am on the Plus plan, and it is plenty and has always been enough for what I need it to do. Okay, so in that definition, that first sentence there is really what you need to key in on. That GPTs are just custom versions of ChatGPT. So it's still using ChatGPT, it is just a custom version that you use to tailor it to specific tasks or topics. And for the rest of this video, I really want to dive into the 3 words here that follow: instructions, knowledge, and capabilities. And when we break it down into those are the 3 things that really separate a custom GPT from just the regular old chat, it will really help us solidify why custom GPTs are so powerful and can be a real game changer. All right, so the first one, instructions. Instructions are how your GPT thinks, behaves, and responds. So these come from you. These instructions are something that you develop, that you curate and put into the custom GPT that really allows you to tailor it to meet the needs of a specific task. So these instructions are coming from you. And when you are creating your custom GPT, you can really dive into how your GPT thinks, how it behaves, and how it responds. You can give it instructions about like what kind of personality you want it to have, its purpose. You can go into telling it who it is for, who it will be talking to, and ultimately just how it should behave. So those outputs it should be giving you back or whoever's using it. You can kind of think of this as writing your GPT's job description. So just like if you were to post a job description out into the market for employment, you would have a lot of details there. It would be very specific. It would be structured in a way that makes it very clear as to what the purpose of this job is. So again, these are just a few little things that you can think about when you are developing your custom GPT. So in short, instructions are how your GPT thinks, behaves, and responds. Next term we're going to dive into is knowledge, and this is what your GPT knows. Knowledge is the extra information that you are able to upload and include to teach your GPT. And you do this so that your GPT has more context, more knowledge about your specific topic, your business, your materials, the problem you're solving, your knowledge, all of that good stuff. So ChatGPT already knows general knowledge from its training, right? But your custom GPT can go so much further by you including your own resources like guides, lesson outlines, frequently asked questions, course content, all of that good stuff that is unique to your task, to your situation. This makes your custom GPT smarter about your world and your specialty. So I want to give some examples here that are unique to course creators and some of the knowledge that they might be interested in loading into their custom GPTs. And that could be a course syllabus, your teaching guides, lesson plans that you have, the structure of lessons, scaffolding, all of that good stuff. If you're more leaning towards like the business side of your course business, you could be focusing on your brand, your tone, all of the business side of the marketing, the messaging, all of that, right? That way it is writing in your tone and in alignment with your brand. Oftentimes we get the same questions from our students over and over again. So creating a custom GPT that your students have access to ask frequently asked questions. This is another great place to upload that knowledge to your custom GPT so that it can respond accurately and correctly to your students' questions. So to wrap it up and keep it short, knowledge is what your GPT knows. All right, and that third one was capabilities. And capabilities is what your GPT can do. So capabilities are the extra powers your GPT can have that are beyond just the conversation. This could include using tools, browsing the web, generating images, reading files, or even calling on APIs. So you can turn on and off some of these capabilities depending on what you want your GPT to do. So for example, I might enable a custom GPT so that files can be uploaded, right? I have a course builder GPT and instructors can load their syllabus into it. The GPT reads the syllabus and from there it prompts the instructor through the course design process just based off of them uploading a file. If you participated in our intro message board there, our discussion, there was a prompt in there asking you for what is your GPT mascot. And it's just a fun little way to find our personalities and get to know each other. And for that custom GPT, I have the image generation turned on so that it can create visuals for the user. And so that's just kind of another extra capability that that particular GPT has turned on. And then always, and this is much more advanced and we're not going to worry about it just yet, but you can always connect it to external APIs. And like I said, that's for more advanced users. So for example, pulling live course data from your platform and just stuff that we're not going to get into right now, but know that that is a capability. So again, capabilities is what your GPT can do. Okay, so quick recap. Instructions is how your GPT thinks, behaves, and responds. Knowledge is what your GPT knows. And capabilities is what your GPT can do. So you might be thinking, can't regular ChatGPT do all of these things too? And yes, regular ChatGPT, just a regular old chat window, can do almost all of the same types of things. It can answer questions, it can write content, it can brainstorm ideas. Big difference is that ChatGPT starts from scratch nearly every time you chat with it. And yes, over time it will build up memory and it will learn you. So it feels like you're not starting from scratch every single time. But when you're doing a specific task, you will be starting from scratch every time. In a brand new chat window, it doesn't always remember your goals, your audience, your style, or your specific instructions. And especially once you close that window out, it's hard to go back and find exactly where you left off. It's like hiring a brand new assistant every morning or calling in that brand new babysitter. They may be smart, but you have to retrain them from the ground up every time you need to talk or complete a task. A custom GPT, on the other hand, starts with all that context built in. You've already given it its personalities, its rules, its tone, your materials, and even your IP or intellectual property. It's been specifically and strategically trained. So instead of spending time explaining, you can jump right into spending time creating. And for course creators, this is a game changer. Custom GPTs can do so much more than just answer questions. You can build an internal helper GPT that drafts outlines, refines your copy, or formats quizzes for your LMS. Or you can create an external chatbot that supports your learners, answering common questions and recommending resources or guiding them through your course or a specific process. And the best part is you don't need to be a coder or any crazy tech person. You just need a clear purpose. And I'll help you with that next. In the next module, we are going to be diving into the different types of custom GPTs you can build. And I've got a custom GPT coach bot over there that will help you brainstorm and really identify what kind of GPT you should build first. Hey, thanks so much for sticking around and watching this video. I hope that you found the information in this video to be helpful. If you would like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It helps me out so much. Also, please jump over to Skool and join our Chatbots for Course Creators community. Excited to see you there.